Hello, beautiful design lovers. Welcome back to the Daily House, where we make stunning home design accessible to everyone. I'm absolutely thrilled you're joining me today because we're diving into one of my favorite topics, creating that perfect Jean Stoffer-inspired full farmhouse look. If you're new here, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and ring the notification bell because we share fresh design inspiration every week. Today, we're transforming your entire home with that signature blend of rustic charm and refined elegance that Jean Stoffer does so beautifully. Drop a comment below and tell me which room you're most excited to transform this fall. Let's start where every great design story begins, your home's facade. Jean Stoffer's approach to farmhouse exteriors is all about creating what designers call authentic charm that lived in. Timeless quality that feels both fresh and familiar. Think weathered wood siding in soft sage greens or creamy whites, paired with crisp black window trim for that perfect contrast. The key is layering textures, maybe some natural stone accents around your foundation or a mix of board and batten with traditional lap siding. For fall, consider adding seasonal elements like vintage wooden crates filled with pumpkins or corn stalks flanking your entrance. This creates visual weight and draws the eye toward your front door. Those gorgeous brick steps aren't just functional, they're the foundation of your farmhouse's character. Jean Stoffer often incorporates reclaimed or weathered brick that tells a story through its imperfections. Look for bricks with slight color variations in warm terracotta, dusty rose, or classic red tones. The beauty lies in the mortar joints too. Choose a slightly aged or cream-colored mortar rather than stark white for the authentic farmhouse feel. For fall styling, line your brick steps with small potted mums in varying heights, or place vintage galvanized buckets filled with seasonal branches. Consider adding a subtle wash of whitewash over the brick if you want that perfectly imperfect, time-worn appearance that's so characteristic of Jean Stoffer's aesthetic. The front porch rocker is perhaps the most iconic piece in farmhouse design, and Jean Stoffer elevates this classic with thoughtful details. Look for rockers with traditional spindle backs or ladder back designs in weathered wood finishes, like aged oak or distressed white. The key is finding pieces that look like they've been loved for generations. For fall, style your rockers with cozy buffalo plaid throws in warm rust or deep navy, and add lumber pillows in natural linen or grain sack stripes. Don't forget about scale. Your rockers should feel proportionate to your porch size. A small bistro table between two rockers creates the perfect spot for morning coffee and extends the invitation to linger and enjoy the season. Jean Stoffer's approach to full wreaths is refreshingly sophisticated. Think less Halloween explosion and more harvest elegance. Start with a substantial base like eucalyptus or mixed greenery. Then layer in autumn elements with restrained, dried hydrangeas, wheat stalks, and perhaps a few orange bittersweet branches create beautiful texture without overwhelming the design. The magic is in the color palette. Stick to muted oranges, deep burgundies, and plenty of natural elements in browns and creams. Size matters here too. Your wreath should be proportional to your door, typically filling about 1/3 of the door's visual space. Hang it with a beautiful linen or burlap ribbon instead of traditional wire for that extra touch of farmhouse refinement. Your entryway sets the tone for your entire home, and Jean Stoffer knows how to make this transition space both beautiful and functional. Start with a statement piece like a vintage wooden bench or a rustic console table where guests can place bags or keys. Above this, hang a large round mirror with a weathered wood frame. It opens up the space and adds that perfect farmhouse touch. For fall, incorporate seasonal elements subtly. A wooden bowl filled with mini pumpkins, or a vintage pitcher holding branches of autumn leaves. The key is creating designated spots for everyday items like coats, hats, and shoes without sacrificing style. Consider a vintage coat rack or wall-mounted hooks in aged brass or black iron. Jean Stoffer's genius lies in making storage look intentional and beautiful. In your entryway, think beyond basic functionality to pieces that serve double duty. A vintage wooden crate can hold shoes while adding rustic charm. Well-mounted cubbies in weather would provide spots for each family member's essentials while looking like intentional design elements. For full organization, incorporate woven baskets in natural materials like seagrass or rattan. They're perfect for storing scarves, gloves, and seasonal accessories. Label these baskets with vintage-style tags for that extra farmhouse detail. The goal is creating a space where everything has a home, but nothing screams storage solution. Instead, each piece should feel like a thoughtful design choice. In true Jean Stoffer fashion, every seating area should invite you to slow down and appreciate the moment. For your entryway, consider a vintage church pew or a simple wooden bench with turn legs. The key is choosing pieces with character, maybe some gentle wear marks or a beautiful patina that speaks to years of use. Style your bench with a cozy throw in fall colors and a couple of pillows that complement your overall color scheme. This isn't just about having a place to put on shoes. It's about creating a moment of pause as you transition between outside and inside. The seating should feel like a natural extension of your home's personality. A well-placed mirror is one of the most powerful tools in farmhouse design, and Jean Stoffer uses them masterfully. In your entryway, choose a mirror that makes a statement, perhaps a large round piece in a chunky wooden frame, or a rectangular mirror with architectural details like window pane divisions. The frame should echo other elements in your space, whether that's weathered wood, aged metal, or painted finishes. For fall styling, consider adding small seasonal touches around your mirror. Maybe a simple garland of autumn leaves draped asymmetrically, or small battery-operated string lights for a warm glow. The mirror should reflect something beautiful, like your fall wreath on the opposite door or a seasonal vignette on your entry table. The details at floor level might seem minor, but they're crucial for achieving that Jean Stoffer look. Start with a high-quality doormat in natural materials like coir or jute. Choosing one with a simple pattern or welcoming message that won't compete with your other design elements. Layer this with a larger outdoor rug in muted tones. Think weathered blues, soft grays, or cream colors that complement your home's exterior. For fall, add seasonal elements at ground level, ceramic or wooden pumpkins in varying sizes, or vintage milk crates filled with seasonal gourds. These elements should feel collected over time rather than purchased all at once. The goal is creating layers of interest that guide the eye from ground level up to your beautiful front door. The living room in a Jean Stoffer-inspired farmhouse is all about comfortable elegance and gathered over time charm. Start with a substantial sofa in natural linen or cotton and creamy whites or soft grays fabrics that age beautifully and feel relaxed rather than precious. Layer in vintage or vintage-inspired accent chairs with character, like a leather club chair or a wooden Windsor chair for fall. Introduce seasonal colors through throw pillows and blankets in warm rust, deep navy, or muted gold. The key is mixing textures, smooth leather, nubby linen, soft wool throws, and perhaps a vintage quilt drape over the back of the sofa. Every piece should feel like it belongs and has a story to tell. Jean Stoffer's dining rooms balance everyday functionality with special occasion beauty, and fall is the perfect time to showcase this philosophy. Start with a substantial farmhouse table in weathered wood. The more character marks, the better. For your fall tablescape, layer natural linen runners in cream or soft gray. Then add seasonal elements with restraint. Think small pumpkins in varying shades of orange and white, mixed with eucalyptus branches and pillar candles in hurricane glasses. The beauty is in the imperfection. Slightly different pumpkin sizes, candles at varying heights, and organic arrangements that look effortless. Choose dining chairs with character, perhaps mixing ladder back styles with upholstered seats in neutral tones. This creates visual interest while maintaining cohesion through your color palette. The farmhouse kitchen should feel like the working heart of your home, combining modern functionality with vintage charm. Jean Stoffer often incorporates shaker-style cabinets in soft whites or sage greens, paired with natural wood islands that show beautiful grain patterns. For fall, style your open shelving with seasonal elements like vintage copper molds, wooden cutting boards, and ceramic crocks in warm earth tones. Your countertops should mix functionality with beauty. Perhaps a vintage wooden bowl filled with seasonal fruits, or a small arrangement of branches in a stoneware pitcher. The refrigerator can showcase full charm with a simple garland or small wreath, while your stove area benefits from seasonal hand towels in warm colors and natural textures. Every farmhouse kitchen needs a dedicated coffee station that celebrates this daily ritual. Choose a vintage-inspired coffee machine in classic white or brushed stainless steel, and create a vignette around it with carefully selected accessories. A wooden tray holds your coffee essentials while defining the space, and vintage or vintage-inspired mugs in cream, sage, or warm brown tones add character. For fall, incorporate seasonal elements like a small pumpkin or two, or a tiny vase with autumn berries. Open shelving above your coffee station can display your favorite mugs and coffee-related accessories. The key is making this everyday function feel special and intentional, turning your morning coffee routine into a moment of seasonal pleasure and mindful appreciation. The farmhouse family room should be the epitome of casual comfort, where everyday life happens beautifully. Center your seating around a substantial coffee table in reclaimed wood or vintage materials. Perfect for displaying seasonal books, or wooden tray with full elements, or simply a cozy throw drape casually across one corner. Your flat screen TV can blend seamlessly with farmhouse style when surrounded by built-in shelving styled with books, vintage accessories, and seasonal touches. Think cream-colored built-ins with adjustable shelving to accommodate everything, from family photos to seasonal decor. For fall, incorporate warm lighting through table lamps with linen shades and maybe some battery-operated string lights woven through your shelving displays. The goal is creating a space where technology serves the family rather than dominating the room's aesthetic. Modern farmhouse living often requires spaces that serve multiple purposes, and Jean Stoffer excels at creating beautiful, functional workspaces. Choose a vintage or vintage-inspired desk with plenty of character, maybe your old farmhouse table, repurposed for modern use, or a secretary desk with built-in storage. Style your desk with functional beauty, a vintage brass desk lamp, a small wooden tray for daily essentials, and perhaps a small vintage radio that connects you to the outside world while you work. A unique, small desk clock in brass or worn wood adds both function and charm. The key is choosing pieces that would have been found in farmhouses throughout history, updated for contemporary needs. For fall, add a small seasonal element like a tiny pumpkin or a few autumn leaves in a small vase. Every farmhouse needs a quiet corner dedicated to slowing down and enjoying simple pleasures. Create your reading nook with a comfortable chair that invites lingering, perhaps a vintage wingback and egg. Add leather or a cozy armchair with a soft throw pillow. Good lighting is essential, so choose a floor lamp with a linen shade or a table lamp that provides warm, focused light for reading. A small side table holds your cup of tea and current book, while a vintage basket nearby stores extra throws and books. For full, style this space with seasonal comfort, a warm plaid throw, a small pumpkin on your side table, or autumn-color pillow covers. The goal is creating a space that feels separate from the everyday bustle, where seasonal change can be observed and appreciated through a nearby window. The farmhouse bedroom should feel like a peaceful retreat that celebrates seasonal change through subtle touches. Start with natural linen bedding in soft whites or warm grays, layered with vintage quilts or throws that add texture and character. For fall, introduce deeper colors through accent pillows in rust, navy, or muted gold, and consider switching to flannel sheets in classic patterns like buffalo plaid or small florals. Your bedroom furniture should have character and stories. Maybe a vintage wooden dresser with beautiful green patterns, or a simple iron bed frame with gentle curves. Style your dresser top with seasonal elements like a vintage pitcher holding autumn branches, or a small collection of pumpkins in varying sizes. The bedroom should feel like a cocoon where you can rest and recharge while staying connected to the season's beauty. The farmhouse bathroom combines modern functionality with vintage charm, creating a spa-like experience that feels both luxurious and comfortable. For your shower area, consider subway tiles with dark grout for that classic farmhouse look, paired with vintage-inspired fixtures in brushed nickel or aged brass. Your vanity should have character, perhaps a repurposed vintage dresser topped with a vessel sink, or a new piece designed to look authentically aged. For fall, introduce seasonal touches through small accessories, hand towels in warm colors, a small pumpkin or two on your vanity, or autumn-scented candles for relaxing baths. The key is maintaining the balance between modern convenience and vintage charm, creating a space where daily routines feel special and seasonal change is celebrated through thoughtful details. Even your garage can embrace farmhouse style while maintaining its functional purpose. Jean Stoffer's approach to utility spaces is about making them feel intentional and beautiful rather than purely utilitarian. Install open shelving in weathered wood for storage that looks designed rather than merely functional. Use vintage or vintage-inspired hooks and hangers for tools and equipment, and consider painting your garage walls in soft farmhouse appropriate colors like warm white or sage green for fall organization. Incorporate seasonal storage solutions like wooden crates for gardening supplies or woven baskets for outdoor cushions and seasonal decorations. The goal is creating a space that feels like a natural extension of your home's style, where even practical activities feel more pleasant because of the beautiful surroundings. Your farmhouse patio should feel like an outdoor room that seamlessly extends your indoor living space. Choose furniture with character and durability. Perhaps weathered teak pieces or vintage metal fur. Nicher in soft sage or cream colors. For fall entertaining, create cozy seating areas with outdoor throws and pillows in seasonal colors, and consider string lights or lanterns for warm evening illumination. Style your patio with seasonal elements like pumpkins of various sizes, corn stalks tied with burlap ribbons, or vintage galvanized containers filled with autumn flowers like mums and asters. The key is creating outdoor spaces that invite lingering and seasonal celebration, where the beauty of autumn can be enjoyed comfortably while maintaining that signature farmhouse aesthetic that feels both elegant and relaxed. What makes Jean Stoffer's style so compelling is how every element works together to create a cohesive whole that feels both designed and effortless. The secret is in the details. The way vintage accessories are mixed with new pieces, how seasonal elements are incorporated with restraint, and how every space feels lived in rather than styled for show. As you implement these ideas throughout your home, remember the authentic farmhouse style develops over time. Don't feel pressured to achieve everything at once. Instead, add pieces gradually, choosing items that speak to you and feel right in your space. The beauty of this approach is that your home will feel uniquely yours while embracing the timeless appeal of farmhouse design. Thank you so much for joining me on this farmhouse full transformation journey. If this video inspired you to try some of these ideas, I'd love to see your results. Share your photos in the comments below. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you found it helpful, and subscribe to the Daily House for more design inspiration that makes beautiful living accessible to everyone. Until next time, keep creating spaces that make you smile.